Happy Lantern Rite, everybody! It should be out there. I believe it should be live now. Am I wrong? Well, there's nothing on the events page. Ooh, the new test runs are ready. So I want to see if Lantern Rite is available. I guess it's not yet up? I don't know. But I do know that the new banners are up, so I wanted to look at those really quick. Also, Battle Pass. Why do you speak to me? Oh. As you can see, I've just finished Baisha's story quest. I'm still sitting here. Let's see. This is the Chronicled Wish. I'm so tempted, I'm not gonna lie. There she is. Hello. There's you as well. I have no desire to wish on either of these banners, but I do want to do the trials, of course. And I want to try out the new character. Let's chart towards Arlecchino's, just in case. Oh, and I wanted to look at these elevated 4 stars. Because I noticed on the last banner that the sacrificial sword was up there. And I was curious if that was the same for every banner or not. It looks like it's not. Can I still get the sacrificial sword on this, though? Sacrificial sword is what I'm looking for. There it is. So I could, but it's not right up. Okay, interesting. Good to know. Chlorine fights with a sword? She literally has guns in the photo, but apparently those are swords, actually. My bad. Here's this. And I just finished Baisha's story quest. I'm so tempted. I want to investigate these weapons. Crit rate and attack. Stacks. Attack and attack. Whoa! So glowy. Amos's bow? Does that have anything to do with love? Its original master being long gone. Who is Amos? Oh, that's another thing I've been wondering about recently. There are so many weapons that are named after a person, and I've realized, you know what? Those people are probably actual people that existed at some point in the world of this game. They could be very relevant, you know? This is the one we were talking about on stream the other day. It's a crit rate and attack. HP increases. And an attack bonus based on the HP. It's like Staff of Homa almost. Whose signature weapon is this? There's more weapons than there are characters. Curious. I'm extremely tempted to wish on this, especially because we just did Baisha's story quest. I'm tempted to wish for Baisha. But I don't really want him that much. It's just that I just did a story quest and it was so good. I really wanted Child back in the day. I don't know even if I would build him and use him, but I also really like getting lore from Harbingers. And then this Xiao, and I'm very fond of Xiao these days. Again, I don't know if I'd even use him. Like, eventually. I would definitely build everybody, but with how low on resources I've been recently, I wouldn't build him anytime soon. I'm so tempted, especially because, let's see, let's look at the details. If I understand correctly, if you lose a 50-50, you can only lose it to somebody else on this banner. Now, to be fair, there are standard 5 stars on this banner, but I don't have any of the Larua standard 5 stars, so I kind of don't care. It's 90 attempts, 50% fate point, 1 fate point until guaranteed. Nice. But if you change your force, yeah, that makes sense. Wow. 4-star items. Oh! 4 stars. Can I get a sacrificial sword on this? Oh, I'm seeing sacrificials, but I'm not seeing How could they do? Oh, there it is. This list is in a different order, isn't it? There's 3 stars, so these are all Larua characters? I could get a Xingqiu constellation. Okay, I think I'm gonna do one wish. I'm gonna chart for Baija. This is a foolish decision. I don't know. Maybe I should chart for somebody that I think I'll actually use in the future, which would be Child. I could definitely see myself using Child. I love that Shenhe is here too. Apparently it's been a very long time since she was last here, but I had a really hard time using her. Should I chart for Baija? No guarantees that I'll get him, of course. My pity here is definitely 0. I've never wished on a Chronicled Wish. I'm just thinking of the Mondstadt one, where I regretted it. No, I don't really regret, but I just so badly. I could have wished for Albedo, but I didn't. Okay. I feel like they're more likely to bring back Xiao and Child before they bring back Baija. Am I really... To be honest, it's funny because I kind of want to lose a 50-50 and just get something random. Well, let me just think about this for a second. Where'd my music go also? Thank you. There's the music. And it's gone already. Darn. No of our ooh-ooh-ooh-oohs? Where's our ooh-ooh-ooh-oohs? From the Wish music. Okay. Let's think about this. Oh, there's our ooh-oohs. Finally. So, my heart is telling me to chart for Vaija, but my head is telling me to chart for Child. Because I really want any Harbinger lore would be fantastic. So, I could chart for Child and then just lose something, you know? I'm trying to think of what teams I would use these guys on. Because for Vaija, my Dendro teams are already pretty stacked. And I already don't have enough space for everybody that I want to put on my Dendro teams. But I wonder if I could use him on, like, a Neuvillette team? Health and, a shield? Would that be a good pairing? Meanwhile, Child, I have no idea what team I would use him on. But I really like the fact that he's both ranged and close up. And I like his potential lore secrets. But then again, who knows how many lore secrets he actually has? Oh, there he is. Hello! Profile? Yeah, I can't peek. How interesting. Huh. Alright, fine. Let's chart for Child. And let's just do our best. Oh my god. Please. Okay. I needn't have even worried about it that much. Okay, I'm hoping for a Xingqiu constellation. And a sacrificial sword. Is it just going to be weapons? It'd be hilarious if it was just weapons. Going! Don't I already have a bunch of constellations for you? Long time no see, bud. What am I at now? Oh, it won't tell me here, will it? Okay. 39. Let's just do... down to 35. And here's 35? Okay. Blue still. Alright. We're stopping there. We've got a whole Lantern Rite to work on this thing. I need to do my trials. We can get more wishes. We have a bunch of achievements, apparently. Ooh, what are these? The Illusory City. Experience your first mirage in the desert. I did! I was collecting henna berries. And I thought it was just a normal day. And then I got an achievement. I'm still confused. I'm still confused about what happens there. A2, Dino Brute. Ignite the Flamogranate before the gluttonous Yumkasaur Mountain King swallows it. Yes, we did that in the Abyss. On stream. It was very fun. Open 800 chests in Larua. Which apparently we did. System shock. Defeat the algorithm in its overclocked, overloaded state. I did do this. Deep fried ice cream. Use an exploding Flamogranate to trigger the melt reaction on the gluttonous Mountain King. This Flamogranate isn't just for show. Use an exploding Flamogranate to defeat the gluttonous Mountain King. And good thing I'm a cut above. Destroy a total of 8 radiant reflections created by the wayward hermetic spirit seeker during a single challenge. All very Abyss things that I've done. Watch me get all these achievements before I even hit Natlan from the Abyss. That'd be really funny. Okay. Do I have enough for another wish? I do. 1 Primo Gem! Yay! I love having 1 Primo Gem. Still blue. Okay, we're working on it. We're working on it. Maybe I should have charted for Vaija. Would have been more lucky. Let's go see if Lantern Rite is here! Oh, I can't leave. Oh good, I can leave. I thought I was trapped forever. Lantern Rite? Oh no! It hasn't started yet. I thought it would have. When does this event start? Oh. I was gonna get started on Lantern Rite. I was so excited. I was going to see what the mini games were. I was going to see about the new 4-star. Oh, we could still do that. Let's do the character trials while we're at it. Boop. Alright, character trials. Where are they? Events! Here we go. Test run. Oh, my dear Arlecchino. I'm so ready for this. It's gonna be nice to fight with an Arlecchino who's actually built. Glorious. I want to see what they've given her. Weapons, signature, of course. For the artifacts. Fragment of harmonic whimsy. I've never heard of such a thing. Alright, let's do this. And a little bit of this. And a little bit of this. Didn't mean to do that. Meant to be Xingqiu. I usually put my Xingqiu on 2. But this is fine. How dare you hurt Sucrose? How could you do this? Oh, Arlecchino. You magical being, you. I want to see actually if she has any constellations. You're not Arlecchino. There she is. Okay, cool. She doesn't. I like that. I like that a lot.
I'm going in! Ring cutter! Overruled!
And let's do a little bit of this. Let's see, I want to put this down. Get out of the way, and go in. Glorious. I cannot wait to build my Arlecchino. I just cannot wait. Chlorins, right? I actually have no idea how to use her. She's sparking though. Good for you. Let's see. Weapons. Apparently it's a sword. Artifacts. Fragments again. Oh, that is a very cool constellation. So attack. Night Vigil State. Bond of Life. I'm not gonna read it. I'm just gonna press buttons. Toma, you're up first. And this. And this. Okay, see she has a Bond of Life now. Let's go ahead and give her a minor infusion. Not really an infusion. Oh, I switched out, didn't I? So she's back to a sword, I see. Uh-oh. Toma's thing isn't gonna last long. Here we go.
Into the shadows.
There's her stance. Yeah, we're getting this overloaded from Toma. Okay, and she's done. Alright, let's do this. Let's go ahead and do this. And this I can, like, hold, right? Yes, I can. Very cool. Toma, you're up again. One of these. One of those. Well, let's do this. Super cool. Super cool. So what exactly does her Bond of Life do for her, though? Oh, I can probably do this. Oh, that's what it was, yeah. Alright. I'm not planning on wishing for her, so I don't need to really memorize how she works. Let's do the new character! Lanyan. She's from Chenyu Vale, I believe. She's a weaver? Elemental skill summons a shallow swallow wisp shield based on an attack. Rush forward, hold to adjust the rush. After attack, tap to throw rings out to do animo. So, hold, aim, shield, charge, attack. And elemental burst pulls in and does AoE damage. And then having other elements here buffs her a little bit. Let's do this. One of these. I don't know what this is, but we're gonna put it down just in case. A bit of this. Huh. She didn't charge forward all that much.
Dancing in the wind.
Is it because we ran into enemies quite swiftly? Oh man, that electric charge buff sure is wonderful. Alright. Official. Auroron. His thing will like put something down on the field, right? Let's do it.
You're free now.
I want to try her. You're free now? Oh, they dodged. Okay, yeah, so that first time it really was just because we ran into enemies quite swiftly that we did not. We were not charge for that long. So she's an animo catalyst? Is this catalyst? What is this? What are you using? Yeah, that's a catalyst. Oh, cool. Wow, does she have her own signature weapon? Impressive. I'm surprised that we did not get hurt while we were charging that up.
Dancing in the wind.
Time to say hello.
Xingqiu, you're not Xingqiu. Where is he? Here he is. Okay. Okay, interesting. I'm not obsessed. She's got a beautiful design, but I will survive without her. Okay, cool. Let's exit. I can do the other two trials at another time. I've already experienced those characters before. Very cool. Okay, that is really good to know because I'm sure she'll be on the 4-star selector once it comes out. When does Lantern Rite start? How do we know when it starts? What is this? Oh, okay. I don't know when it starts. Daily login event starts on the 22nd. I see. So maybe I have to wait until the 22nd. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna be right here. I wanna watch the lanterns come up. Last time, for last Lantern Rite, I was standing right here and I saw them go away when the server reset. It was amazing. From one blink to the next, they just vanished. So I guess that's what we'll do this time too. How many premium jumps do I have? I have 35. Okay. I don't have 35 premium jumps. 41 premium jumps. We're very tempted. Maybe I could do 5 more. I think I will. We're no longer in Baiji's house. So maybe it's no longer a faux pas to be wishing for child. I'm kind of hoping that I will lose 50-50 and just get some other random character that's on the banner. What is this? It's a Favonius greatsword. That, my friends, is not a sacrificial sword. Yes! Yes! Double 10! Double 4-star! Ningguang. Hello, Ningguang. A Larua character indeed, but not one that I typically use. Alright, so this should be 31? Yeah. Boop. Okay. So that's like what? 19 wishes on this banner? Okay, okay. I'm happy with our progress so far. We probably won't touch it again until the end of Lantern Rite. Unless I do some exploration in the middle of it and get a bunch of premium gems, who knows. Anyway, I'll see you all in about 10 seconds, hopefully, for Lantern Rite. Hopefully, we'll see. So I've just been standing here waiting for Lantern Rite to start, so why don't we actually go do something else? There is another story quest that I've been hoping to get to before we proceed on with... What's it called? Sumeru? And that is dear old Kazuha right now, so... Sure, let's go from Larua to Inazuma, why don't we? Oh, right out in the middle of nowhere this time. Sounds fun. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what to expect over here. Yotibia Kyoko Lane. Alright, great. Simple enough. What a mysterious start. I'm thinking... I'm recording this now, as I mentioned, right before Lantern Rite starts, but maybe I will post this after Lantern Rite? I don't know. It'd be fun to, do Lantern Rite while Lantern Rite is still running. And everything's going to be delayed already with the Sumeru episode, so... This one might be a little bit out of order. I haven't decided yet. Wow, look at that, really, right in the middle of nowhere. Lovely.
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma.
Sure has.
So many things have happened since then.
As if in the blink of an eye. There have been many memorable events.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey.
You could say that, though it seems you might have backtracked a little bit just now.
So, where should we go today?
Oh, wait a moment.
Huh? What's up?
Who approaches? Ooh. Be careful, someone's coming. What a cool sword. Oh wait, I'm still Geo.
What the heck was that for?
Sudden attacker. Man, what even was my Inazuma team? Oh,
Wanna talk, huh? Alright,
Oh.
let's convince him to calm down a little.
Kazuha was on it, wasn't he? Oopsies. Wow. Come down from there, why don't you? Oh, they always get stuck on my little bubble.
Dodge this.
Nice. Let's see.
Ring cutter.
If I had remembered that I had switched my party, I would have switched back to, Electro Traveler at least. Ooh, whoa! Whoa! What is swirling?
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all.
Were you the one who was swirling? That looks like Kazuha's ultimate.
Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
Were you after Kazuha?
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them.
Really? That seems like Bounty Hunter 101.
No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous for you. You'll never know who you're attacking.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha?
No. Who's that?
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animal vision.
Why are you looking for him?
That's none of your business.
Is this because he was a wanted criminal in Inazuma?
Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
Rude. I wonder if they're after...
This guy's problem. Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase.
Inazuma music, it's so pretty.
Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Couldn't agree more.
Right? Paimon has a feeling, though, that even if this guy gets to challenge Kazuha to a duel, he won't be able to beat him.
True.
Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go fight Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
Still, did you see that sword? Never know what somebody has up their sleeves. Actually, I have a hunch.
Oh? What kind of hunch?
I think this guy may have a special connection to Kazuha.
A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
I can't say for sure, but I feel like their fighting styles are kind of similar. Yeah, he was swirling just like Kazuha.
Maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger.
Turns out Paimon...
I heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Yes! Let's! Oh, the crux! A strange and friendless road. How strange. Wouldn't expect that from Kazuha's story quest. But it's funny, apparently Paimon is not one for, let's swap? But it would have been so funny if he had been in the party when we had that encounter. But yeah, it seems that Paimon is not one for, recognizing fighting styles. Funny. Let's go. Highly dangerous. We're gonna swap over for the purposes of this quest. Wonder how many electroculi I have. Probably like 3? 7? But it's been a while since I checked. 12. Still. Not even half of what I need. Alrighty, Kazuha, we're coming. Aww. The Inazuma music, it's so surreal to hear it again. I remember when I first arrived, and nothing was familiar to me. And now that I've returned, it's so nostalgic. I love how the tracking lights will go into the air. It's really funny to me. I feel like I've spoken to this guy before, actually. I don't quite remember. I feel like I have. I thought that was a Padisaur for a second. Hello, ciao. Oh, Alcor Deckhand.
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
We promise we're not here for his bounty.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
2? Oh darn, did they beat us here?
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha.
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, so that guy who's looking for him, I wonder if he was connected to Kazuha's family, because he had a significant sword, and we know that Kazuha's family used to be sword forgers, or blacksmiths, in any case, of various arts, perhaps. So I'm wondering if they trained under the same school.
If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention.
Yeah, so something else is up. I wonder if these are friends who want to see him now that his, ban, I suppose, has been lifted?
Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did.
I've heard bits and pieces. It's something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Yeah, and he's become quite legendary for that, hasn't he? So maybe some of these are fans? Some of them are haters? Who knows?
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
You could compare it to the technique Beto used to strike down Haishan.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved.
What a relaxing guy.
He was called
Takes
away
everything in
earlier by
stride.
some people from the Tenryo Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him.
Uh-oh.
I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Okay, I don't trust it, but I suppose that's a good sign.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
The Shogunate probably wants to show some goodwill. After all, the Riding Shogun's mindset has changed.
Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Have fun. Maybe make some new friends. Anything else?
With all this going on, I sure hope no one tries to sneak onto the ship.
Challenge accepted. Let's try to sneak onto the ship. Sounds like fun. Whee! Ah, we've succeeded. Not much over here to explore, I suppose. Let's keep this equipped. Just in case. Alrighty. To the commission headquarters. That'll be in Narukami though, won't it? We'll have to get off Rito again. Maybe we'll teleport over. Yeah, it's a bit of a ways all the way in the city. Tenryou Commission. I wonder if we'll see a couple other characters as well. If it's commission time. Remember when we were trying to do the Archon quest and we were blocked by an NPC because the NPC just really had to lie down on the ground? I'll never forget that every time I see one of those purple guards. I might have forgotten the guy's name though. I'll never forget waiting for him. There he is! Ooh, this music.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. Is somebody here to fight? This sounds like fighting music.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation.
Oh, Kujo Kamachi!
We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years.
Wow, that's nice.
The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name.
Ooh, a new opportunity is before him. I kind of get the feeling that he won't take it. You know, things are what they are, and I think he's content with that.
Regarding the
Mostly.
history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
I've heard a thing or two, but sure, go for it.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya.
Ooh.
Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil.
This is what we heard about during the Iridori Festival, I do believe, but fled to Snezhnaya. That's news to me. That's very interesting.
We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just.
I wonder if that's how the art of puppet making made it to Snezhnaya. Because we know it was in Inazuma way back in the past.
Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past.
But at the same time, we don't know how puppetry came to Inazuma in the first place. Maybe it came from Snezhnaya. Anyways, I follow. Does that make sense? I'm sure that Kazuha's having a hard time believing this, though, and a hard time wanting to accept anything from the Shogun.
In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
Ironically, a lot of those investigations probably were driven by Kazuha's own efforts during the Iridori Festival.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
Exactly.
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice.
I'm sure Kakucho Komanji believes that. But I do wonder at what greater purpose this serves for the Shogun.
With the Kaedahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end.
I mean, there's two things right there. His wanderings will come to an end, keeping him under their watchful gaze, and also his strength in Inazuma. And then also, if he returns to bladesmithing, they get those weapons again. But he's put that all behind him already.
You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City, with the almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words.
It's interesting, because he really doesn't want to do it, and I get the feeling he's not going to do it. So does that mean that something's going to go wrong? Or he's just going to restore their honor and then leave anyways?
Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
Oh, interesting.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
But I suppose most people don't know that.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
Oh, I see. Well, we should just have a very public spar. I'll unleash all three of the elements currently available to me, presuming we haven't made it to Smera yet. And we can do a little bit of a public demonstration, perhaps.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way.
And how ironic is it that his family, and by extension his family's reputation is again being tarnished due to the Fatui, or supposed connections to the Fatui.
But perhaps if the
History
Shogunate
repeats
is
itself.
willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
We met a guy.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
There's a guy. His name is question marks. You and Paimon recount the attack on the outskirts of
Why
town
would
to
such a
Kazuha.
dangerous individual be looking for me?
Do you have any siblings? Could it be someone you trained with under the same master?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you.
How mysterious indeed. I wonder who his teacher was.
My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
Could this person have been an employee of the family?
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
He seems quite level-headed,
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive.
but he was aggressive.
Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
I don't suppose that guy was just trying to test his skills against Kazuha, who, you know...
Detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Don't mind if I do. Yeah, I wonder if that guy was just trying to test his skills against Kazuha, who is now very well known for having fended off the Ren Shogun, if only for a moment.
Please, be careful during your investigation.
We'll do our best. Thank you for your time. Detective agency time? Ooh, how curious. I'm still expecting to meet Hazel. You probably meet him in his hangout. But I still feel like I'm supposed to meet him at some point. And so when they say detective agency, I'm very excited that he might be there. But he actually works for a commission, doesn't he? Quite unfortunate. Where's the statue? Oh, there it is. Oh, still quite unsettling. The fact that her eyes are closed but those eyes are open, I'm just expecting her to open her eyes and turn and look at me. It really, really feels like she's gonna turn and look at me. Kind of creeping me out. I don't want to say that to her face. I don't want to insult her. She's always watching. Let's see. Over there? Is it down one more level? It might be, actually. How nice it is to be- ooh, resin! How nice it is to be back in Inazuma. I think I'm full. I am. There we go. Just wanted to do that in the meantime. Great. Whee! How funny that the, is that the blacksmith? It is, you can see the smoke. How funny that the detective agency is so close to the blacksmiths. I'm curious to see where this is going to go. We know that Kazuha is not going to take them up on their offer. At least not to stay in Inazuma. Because he doesn't stay in Inazuma.
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question.
I'm pretty sure he still wanders.
Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
How funny this is. Usually people go to detectives saying, hey, can you help me find this person? And now we're going to them saying, hey, is anybody looking for this person?
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information.
Oh! Oh goodness. I was thinking maybe he meant they're just looking out for him, hoping to spot him as they go about their daily lives, but no, they're actually trying to track him down?
Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Yeah, that's a little concerning.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait. Even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Suddenly what he was saying earlier about not wanting attention, good or bad, makes a lot more sense. You get a lot more context for why he might feel that way.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Yeah, seriously, gotta respect the agency for not taking the money and running.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it.
Thank you. I appreciate that you guys have honor.
Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
So he's being very particular about who he targets, but he somehow mistook us for Kazuha? Interesting. We're not even Anima right now.
Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
Alright, next up, you know what it is, Kazuha? It's bait. Uh-huh.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere.
Let's just go stand out in the field and see what happens.
Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
Is this your way of giving praise? It was also not easy for me to fight him off.
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted.
That is such a clever compliment. I actually felt complimented by that. Wow.
It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me.
She also seems quite pleased. She's smiling.
For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
Well, I don't want to speak for Kazuha, but perhaps in a way. His feelings about his friend and his feelings about us about to die.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, actually,
Ooh.
there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though.
We'll take anything. What you got?
Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
Do you think this guy's a ghost?
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time.
Uh-oh.
One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy.
Mm-hmm.
2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details.
And what were we just saying about anybody else who went up against this guy would almost certainly die in the process?
I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
I feel like more likely he's been targeted as well.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
I feel like it has something to do with his family history and his legacy of being a bladesmith, which would tie it back into the other plotline in this story. Let's consider this a favor for Ryuji. We'll investigate both incidents at the same time.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Good luck out there, stay safe. You know, as soon as something is brought up that this might have anything to do with Kazuha's family history and family legacy and their like sword crafting, smithy ways, I get very excited that a certain somebody might get involved. Because we know a certain somebody was involved with bringing these families down to begin with. But surely not. Surely he won't pop up. He's busy in Sumeru being in a coma. I'm just excited though. It would be cool.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
They really spoiled us in Baiju's quest with Hu Tao and with Xiao, so you know, anything could happen.
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
The Raiden Gokaden, you say? It's the first time I'm hearing this phrase.
Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing arts in Inazuma. The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun, and over time, further honed and enhanced by the most talented craftsmen. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade. Today, Only the Amenoma clan has kept its art alive.
So even though the Kamisato clan, which was also part of the Gokuden, I do believe, even though they are still alive, they are no longer blacksmiths,
So sad.
is my understanding.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, we each had our specialties, and just as iron sharpens iron, so too did we learn much from each other. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand.
Ooh, so poetic.
There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life.
I wonder how these guys would get along with that blacksmith from Sumeru who has adopted all those kids. I feel like they would have interesting chats.
As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins.
I see the overlap, I see the connection.
For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner.
Very cool.
You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew.
I feel like that which he just said is going to become very important later on, as he decides what he wants to do with his life, in light of the opportunity that the Shogunate has offered him. But yeah, let's get back on topic.
We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it.
So he was in a rush, or he was threatened, or...
But I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift.
Mysterious indeed.
I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back.
A fire?
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
I'm also wondering if maybe it was a trap for Yuya, or the guy, the mysterious guy, followed him there and then took the opportunity to take him out, perhaps, because he's potentially an inheritor of the bladesmithing art, and maybe the collector was just collateral damage.
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up.
Maybe that guy that we saw is a ghost, or he's someone being possessed by the blade, because the blade was really fancy looking, literally glowing, seemed pretty malevolent, got a lot of attention. I think maybe these two accidentally woke up an old weapon Maybe?
He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality.
This guy did say that there's nothing mystical about their blade arts. But technically he didn't mention that same tidbit about the Ishin art, so maybe the Ishin art had something mystical. But even if they didn't, their whole idea is having the blade be an extension of the crafter's and eventually the wielder's will. So maybe we've got a little bit of will imbued into the blade. Kind of a parallel to Raiden Shogun and A's will, or mind, being imbued in the blade there. That would be really interesting.
He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Wait, who is? Yuya is. So maybe this is Yuya, possessed by a blade that seeks revenge against Kazuha for, in its opinion, failing the family and letting them diminish into nothingness.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person.
But what if he wasn't anymore?
He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
I bet he's possessed. Also, what a nice shot. What a beautiful day this is.
Yes.
Look at those
If
clouds.
there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason.
And yet the blade was drawn the whole time.
But,
He's
with
possessed.
that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me.
Wow, a very open-minded answer from this guy. He recognizes that anyone could be pushed out of their normal behavior if these circumstances were extreme enough.
Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Will do.
Don't worry, you have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
We still need to get the info from the Nagato family.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Alrighty, thank you for your
Growing
time.
up, Yuya never caused anyone any trouble. Oh, what could have happened to him?
Alrighty, go to the Nagato household. Where are they? Nagato? They're all the way up there. Let's teleport up and walk down a little bit. This way. Over to the left. Once again, these story quests taking me to houses that I've never visited. Huh. It's actually kind of near the tea house. Forgot what it was called for a second. Okay, I'm really curious about you, Yuzu. I keep seeing you. Hell, I heard from Fuyura Noburu that you're an adventurer from afar. I mean, I'm getting ready for something of an overseas adventure myself, you know? So, if it isn't too much trouble, would you tell me some stories about your journeys? You'll need a sword, you'll need 2 fish for Paimon. Fuyura Noburu's intel is actually pretty good. You'll need a sword. Oh, does that say you'll need to fish for a Paimon? Wait, that's really good. Does it really have to be a sword? I would have thought that a knife would be easier to use when surviving out in the wild. Oh, you mean mining? That's true. An experienced adventurer should always bring materials with which to repair their tools. Looks like I'll need to make a trip to the blacksmith. Hold on, let me write this down on my list. Wait, I want to tell her that she needs a Paimon. You'll need to fish for a Paimon. What's a Paimon? Oh, you mean a guide. That might be tough. Inazuma's been closed for so long, I haven't had the opportunity to make any friends from other lands. I doubt the people at the Adventurers Guild will be much help there either. Why, I was just spinning my wheels here this whole time, and if it were up to them, I would keep doing that. But now that I'm free, I'm going to get prepped, and then I'm going to take my first step toward being a great adventurer. You might need to prepare a boat armed with a cannon. Oh, is that how it is? I get it then. Huh. You're such a nice person. Looks like I still have a lot more to prepare. I wish I could go to Larua across the sea, or perhaps Mondstadt, even further away, sometime soon. I've heard that the people in Mondstadt are carefree and live as they please. When will I be able to experience something like that? And? Guide to Freedom. Oh, wait, that's so sweet. Oh, hello. You seem upset. I suppose because
I'm very sorry,
he's missing.
but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now.
Oh. Oh. We're not here to collect any debts. We're not the Fatui.
My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
Do they owe debts to the Fatui?
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again.
And when you say debt collectors, I do think Fatui.
I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
Is he the type to collect everything valuable he sees and then doesn't sell any of it?
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Paimon's smiling so sweetly.
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them.
Oh dear.
Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house.
Weapons, you say?
He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance.
Definitely kind of sounds like somebody who's possessed.
I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Oh dear.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
You did the right thing. It's important to set boundaries. Look at her face. She looks so determined.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament.
Better late than never.
And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand. Amin Omeyuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
I wonder if Yuya is possessed by the blade, and Nagato is chasing after him, trying to get it back because he blames himself for what happened.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
And very mysterious, isn't it? I love this. I love it when they give us mystery plots for the quests. I feel like a little detective. You can do it, Kazuha. You can do it.
A little confusing. More like completely mystifying.
It's the sword. It's the sword's fault. That's my guess.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned.
Can we go to the warehouse?
Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
I'd like to go to the warehouse.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Off we go. Kazuha's outfit really looks so good in Inazuma at night.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance.
No, it wasn't a catalyst. It was a sword. Sorry. Terrible weapon pun.
The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
I do. I don't know if I'll be able to share them, though.
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and,
To be fair, could have happened. Can be very disastrous when somebody accidentally knocks over a lamp.
Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
They must have had an argument during the sale. Perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth? We are still missing crucial information. I'm thinking this one possibly. This one most likely.
Right. I very much agree with you. It seems highly likely that we're missing a piece of the puzzle. Working off what we know so far, there are too many things that don't add up.
I really think we should just go stand out in a field and see if that guy finds you, Kazuha. I think it'll clear a lot of things up.
The chances are that there are still some clues left for us to discover. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
This also doesn't seem connected to the case of the attacker.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together.
So either one of them got possessed and was the attacker, or the attacker could be a third party who attacked them deliberately. I think he would have been after Yuya in that case.
Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker. Namely, that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
That's why I think the sword is an Ishin sword that's possessing him. But you know, we'll get there.
We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse.
Yes!
There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Attaboy, Kazuha. Let's do this. I'm so glad that he wants to keep going, though of course I expected nothing less. So what do we think? Ghost? Ghost sword? Ghost possessed by ghost sword? Could be many options. Could be a random guy who thinks Kazuha sounds very impressive and wants to fight him, and then got possessed by a ghost sword. I really want the sword to be a ghost, apparently. It's interesting that his design is one of the, let's see, what are you? What are you called? Yoriki. Really? Well, that's the design that the guy had. I also realized, actually, it's probably a good thing that I didn't have Kazuha on my team when I fought him, because then I wouldn't have noticed that he was also swirling, using Kazuha's swirl style.
Wait.
I probably would have swirled with Kazuha and just wouldn't have noticed.
I hear something ominous in the wind.
Of course you do.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear.
It's Paimon's stomach beginning to grumble.
As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
I knew we could count on you.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
A scent? What does it smell like? Blood? Iron?
But
Jump scare.
there's nothing here.
We're about to be jump scared.
It's gone now,
Oh,
but I can still sense the direction it left in.
I wanted to be jump scared.
It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
Mm-hmm. Corrupted sword, I'm telling you. The Tatarigami. That's one thing I didn't expect to encounter here.
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation.
Let's follow it.
We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
After you. Ooh.
So it's an underground warehouse.
Oh my god, it's a miracle that anyone survived that fire.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Sword?
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
Right, and he was acting like he was hypnotized by his items.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Surely someone would have noticed.
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters. But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions.
Stubborn.
Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
Right, and this matches with what his wife was saying, forget her name, I'm sorry, about how he grew more and more passionate about it over time, borrowing all that money.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
That's dangerous.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
I'm actually really impressed that that door has burn marks on it. That's pretty cool. Is it locked?
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything.
I mean, yeah, if the place burned down.
It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
So in the end, it was just a scare. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing. I'm gonna say it's a bad thing. We can't investigate here.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us!
Well, we already know that the source of the Tatarigami energy has moved on. That's what we should really be concerned about, I think.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy's source left this place. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Let's hurry. We cannot afford to delay any longer.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Oh. Are we meant to track it down now? Byakuya playing highly dangerous. Feels fitting. Whoa! Wait, that's so cool! Yeah, look at the burn marks. No, can you... Let me make it stop navigating. I don't want it to tell me where to go. I'm gonna follow the darkness. Wow. Oh, that's pretty cool. Our tracking abilities are growing. Kazuha is teaching us his ways. Follow. Just keep following. Will do. Grab this mint. Great. Finally, we got some mint. Inazuma City, highly dangerous. Well, that feels about fitting, actually. Oh.
From this point, the trail appears to split into two.
Well, shall we split up?
The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here, and seems to be dissipating slowly.
2 parts. So would that correspond to Mr. Nagato and Aminoma Yuya? Amenoma. Wow, yeah. Aminoma Yuya.
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Yes, let's. I think we're about to find Mr. Nagato.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly
Whoa.
trails. They're acting really strangely.
You ready to go, Kazu?
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
And they are Tatarigami'd.
Into the wind.
I'll contribute? Just a little bit. Oh, there's more. Hello, my friends. Oh, it's not ready yet. Just in time. Perfect.
It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff. What is it?
That sounds like blood. Can we see it? Nope, we can't see it. It's probably blood.
By the looks of it, a letter.
Oh.
Written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago.
And torn clothing. That's not a good sign. It must have been written quite desperately, wouldn't you say?
Well, let's take a look.
Have they been taken captive, maybe? Ooh, red-dyed fabric. I am Nagato. I was wounded by Aminoma Yuya. He took my most precious blade. I chased him, but could not catch him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought that I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding. But it seems that some strange power has sustained me. Why did he steal that blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burned my warehouse down. Ugh, it hurts. It hurts. But for some reason, I can't fall unconscious. So all I can do to distract from the pain is write. What will happen to Sachiko, Yuichi, and Yuji? I'm sorry to them. I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my ways I was, and how blind to my obsession. I must have been cursed. I collected all those strange and bizarre things, but they won me not one iota of happiness or warmth. Put all of it together, and it still wouldn't have been worth a single word from her mouth. Thank you, and sorry for letting you down, Sachiko. So this is entirely in line with my suspicions. What do you think, Kazuha?
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Aminoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
Did he get up to chase after, or...?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami.
Oh, jeez.
Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us.
Oh, wow. Is this the first time a character story quest has actually killed off an NPC? I remember with Zhongli's story quest we were finding these lost miners, but we found all of them. And with Baiji's story quest we were able to somewhat save everyone, at least for the time being. But yeah, the outcome on this one looks a little bleak, I'm not gonna lie.
Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here.
Let's ask the Tenryo Commission to do a thorough search later. There are more important things right now.
Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Alright, onwards.
So let's get moving.
How did it come to this? It's not in his nature.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami.
Right, the object that was the source.
For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them.
You know, I wonder. Kazuha was saying that their two clans have been connected for generations. And didn't he or the other guy, somebody said at one point that the 5 of the Raiden Gokuden, oh yeah, it was the older man at the blacksmith. Like iron sharpens iron, they would share skills and tips and improve the sword arts together. So I wonder if Yuya's wish right now that has been inflamed is to learn of the Ishin art from Kazuha, potentially by crossing blades? Because the sword is like an extension of the wielder in the Ishin art?
I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
So in which case, it's not that the sword is sentient, but just that it's so corrupted with Tatarigami energy that it immediately got Yuya.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Let's go. I got my party back to where it's supposed to be. I'm ready for anything. Ooh, out to sea. You don't say. It's really a delight having... Oh, darn it. Almost missed. Having Kazuha in the party, whilst dealing with Kazuha's mysterious attacker here. Mysterious would-be attacker, considering that he got us instead of him. Look at the energy that we're following. That's really neat. Ah! Ah! We made it. I'm so bad at those things.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
Maybe he just doesn't like water.
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
I wonder if this is a place where people came to train with their swords? Oh?
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Wow, this is the loudest I've ever heard him speak. Oh, here we go. Hey, buddy. We've been looking for you.
Kaidehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Hello, Yuya?
Aha! So it is the same guy from before. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Amenoma Yuya that stands before us.
I see you suspect the same as I.
But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Indeed you do suspect the same thing as I, Kazuha. I appreciate you. The blade?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light.
Look at all those eyes it seems to carry.
Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Absolutely serious, Paimon.
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity.
I'm so pleased, to be honest. I'm so pleased that we have found this answer.
The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect...
Ooh, look at Celestia.
Or rather, as a means to occupy Amenoma Yuya's body.
Hee hee hee. That sounds like a possession to me.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition.
Oh,
I was his
the
pride
music.
and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams.
An extension of the forger's will.
As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all
Oh.
he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya.
Oh, he was one of those guys.
He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith.
Seems that the blade doesn't know that he was sabotaged.
And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own.
Oh, so that was deliberate.
In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
It seems like the forger also imbued within the blade quite a bit of resentment. And also a little bit of ego. The single most perfect blade, you say. Watch me and my dull blade. We'll give you a run for your money.
So, swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home.
Quite the clever sword.
I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
Ooh, it's glowing
the
more.
might of Ishin art.
So does it want to possess Kazuha so that they can go up against Raiden Shogun together?
Ah, so Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim.
Quick question, can he regain his mind if we separate them?
Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
Great question. My thoughts exactly. Look at the power stances.
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired or injured or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
Yeah, what a mean sword.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter.
And that's so sad. He just wanted to buy a present.
At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you. And by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun!
Yep, there it is.
Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come.
Oh, and we're getting another Inazuma reflection shot. I missed them.
Now, give your body over to me!
Alrighty, calm down, buddy. Let's get this guy. Wait! They replaced my Kazuha! They made him level 90. Gave him fillet, really? Okay, nice. Are these mine? No, these must be trial. See, 3! Oh, they want us to demolish this guy. Ha! Don't mind if I do.
Into the wind.
Let's bring him over to the water. Nice, he's in the water. Stay here.
We shall rewrite history!
Oh, this would be really cool if his blade forms mimicked Kazuha's, but darn it, he appeared. Ooh! Look at this world! Oh dear. Okay, fine. He's strong.
Rain outlines your fate.
Chill out for a second, okay? Chill out. They want us to demolish. I don't even know what Kazuha's constellations do. Oh, nice! Look at him go! That's so cool!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Are you in my circle? You sure are, buddy.
Write history.
This is really cool. This is fulfilling a lot of my dreams of fighting a playable character. Because he does have some of the same attack patterns as Kazuha. Look at that! Because some of his attack patterns are just the, whatever these enemies, Kairagi? Just the Kairagi patterns, but some of them are Kazuha's patterns.
Or I will strike you down too!
Ooh, is he yelling at us because we popped up at the last second to strike a blow?
Your bluff's fooling no one. You lost.
I love how they're all looking at the sword and not at Yuya.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more.
Well, if this body dies, you're gonna fall on the ground. None of us are gonna touch you.
Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
You know, for all your desires to show the Rain Shogun who's boss, you're kind of acting a lot like her. Then we will smash you to pieces, by the way, if this guy collapses. We're just gonna break you.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure.
Very, very will of you.
By any means
Willful.
necessary and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
So do we just have to break this guy, or do we have to actually convince him otherwise?
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
You tell him, Kazuha.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
Because the sword's an extension of the wielder's mind, isn't it?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you?
I think he's trying to claim that that's what you think.
On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface.
Oh, now you're bringing up something interesting. See, you could have negotiated this whole time. That could be very valuable information if Kazuha cares about using it.
In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past.
Oh.
I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner.
Yeah, it said that it just chilled out in the warehouse for quite a while, didn't it?
Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Yeah, he just stared at them, right?
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminome Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost.
Oh, this is tying into the Inazuma Archon quest in a really interesting way. Kind of as a reflection. Speaking of ambitions and visions, for instance, it's easy to think in this case that the sword being an object is meant to be a parallel to a vision, to its forger being the vision bearer. But I think in this case, actually, if we're talking about the roles of ambition in this situation, the forager is the vision, and the sword itself is filling the role of the vision bearer, because it's unable to... It's operating on pure will just to survive the weight of the ambition that it is unable to let go of, because it's been imbued into its very being. We've talked about, you know, we've seen the consequences of what happens when a vision is taken away, but what are the consequences of gaining a vision in the first place? If it's the result of an ambition, does that ambition become fixed in your heart to the point where it becomes a core aspect of your personality, no matter how much you might change, no matter how much you might want to change? I think a lot about Diluc when I think about things like this. He's a very angry guy. And we read somewhere that he's become aware of how angry he is, and he's kind of trying to work on that. And we saw that for a time, he left his vision behind, didn't he? And it was during that time after he left it behind that he became aware of his own... how fixated he's become on his own ambitions. I think, if I'm getting my timeline correct there. So in this case, this sword was imbued... What was that noise? Anyways, this sword was imbued with its forger's ambition, and it's desperately trying to fulfill it. But it's extending itself past its own limits trying to do so. Even though it's an evil ambition, we could say. It's one of harm. And the sword itself is a pretty nasty piece of work. It's still, this ambition is causing harm to the sword.
I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
And now I'm wondering about the translation, because that's such an excellent word choice there. The connection between ambition and delusion. And visions, you know? Delusions? Oh, that's so fascinating. I hope that that word is the same as what they use for the delusions in the original language.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life.
He's got you there.
Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
It's a great question about how the concept of an ambition can become distorted when you try to fix it in place.
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
It seems we're taking the change the sword's mind path, because if the sword is if the sword is listening at all to what he's saying, then it should understand that if it were to forcefully possess him, it would not be demonstrating the Ishin art at all, even if it won in a fight against the Shogun.
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality.
That's very Raiden Shogun of you. Just saying.
It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
I wonder what would happen. I wonder what the sword would do if we just chopped off his sword arm right now. You know, send the blood so Yuya survives, you know, down one arm, but he survives. What would the sword do? Like, what would you do in that situation?
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
Sounds like a plan.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you.
Kazuha, you're not gonna wield him for this test, are you?
Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
Is the idea here he's going to lose this fight?
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is a risky strategy. You're dealing with a cursed blade that can possess people.
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the blade's puppet.
Or we could just chop off one of his arms. Doesn't even have to be an arm, could just be a hand.
The cursed blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me.
You are trusting us to strike you down if need be?
We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Alright. Fine. It's not like I can stop you.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too.
Wow.
Now, take me in your hand.
The sword wants to learn things. Impressive. Ooh. Oh, hello. That is an incredibly cursed sword. Oh, this is so cool. Ooh. You good, buddy?
Kazuha?
You know, I'm thinking about how he said he doesn't have an obsession like the others did, even though he has a vision, which we're kind of connecting to obsession in this sort of situation. But I guess it's because his obsession, his previous obsession, was probably doing something about the Raiden Shogun, or, you know, doing something in honor of his friend's memory, and he kind of already had his moment. So he should be pretty free of obsession for the time being.
I'm okay.
Hang in there.
I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment.
I just had the most silly thought, which is that, so the Traveler can purify most, corruptions, shall we say, like with Dvalin's tears. If we held his hand, would that help?
It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
Please put your sword down. Please, sword safety, you're pointing that right at us. If something feels off, let me know immediately.
I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power.
Oh, I'm so excited. This sounds so... Oh my god, this is so cool.
If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
He can probably hear you, you know.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
Oh, very helpful, Paimon. Thank you. That should fit the bill.
Ah, all right. Please lead the way.
Well, let's go.
What about Amenoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
Give him a blanket and a pillow and some water.
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
As long as we stash him somewhere safe during this fight.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
She immediately switched her decision. That's really funny. But I guess it makes sense that the sword has not unleashed him or released him from its grasp just yet. We're gonna get this guy all the way back over there, over the water. I guess there was a boat here, so presumably we put him in the boat, but... Oh, it's kind of funny. He's just following us. Like a puppet, I suppose. Kamisatsu state highly dangerous. Oh no. They don't like us anymore. They're planning our demise. That is the exact same thing as before. That's pretty cool. I like that we're reusing these domains. Hello! Thank you! Alright, let's get up there. We need this. We need to go up. Any more up for me? Not. Unless I wanted to go through the gate. Oh! Really sliding all over the place today. Go to the blade testing venue. Ooh, nice. Alright, in we go. Occupied hold. Animo is recommended. Should have. If they give us another trial Kazuha, I want to check to see what weapon he's wielding. Oh, he's the only one they give us. Whoa, it's real! That's crazy! Don't tell me they literally made an entire Blade asset just for this one story quest. I'm assuming we won't get this guy afterwards. I'm assuming there was no limited event where you could acquire this guy. Attack and attack. They so kindly leveled it up for us. When a normal charged or plunging attack hits an opponent, it will release an accursed spirit, dealing AoE damage equal to 180 of attack, restoring 100% of attack as HP? The damage done by the weapon wheels decreased by 50%. Okay. Mysterious. So, that's really cool. That's really cool. So, we just gotta do a lot of battling. This is going to be fun.
This journey to me.
Hey. But of course, it's Kazuha's story quest, so of course we're doing Kazuha's trial. Did you see that purple? That little purple, like, blowback? Let's do it again. Yeah, did you see that? That was so cool. No, thank you. No, thank you.
One with nature.
Oh, that's really cool.
One with wind and cloud.
Oh, the way the sword glows. Oh, wow.
How are you feeling? You okay?
That's super cool.
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
I'm gonna end up breaking him and changing his mind at the same time.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm.
You know, he seems to be a rather intelligent sword. Instead of trying to suppress Kazuha's will, he's trying to match it so that they can achieve the harmony needed.
Let's keep going.
I do believe is his thought. He's trying his best to win this bet. And to do that, he needs to prove that he's capable of mustering the Ishin art to its full potential. Nice, wow. He even gives us a chest in here. Pretty cool. Check every corner though. This song, pretty good. If I do say so myself. Now, try to get a little bit closer to the fires, maybe. Perfect. Alright, come here, guys.
Into the wind.
Oops, sorry, Kazuha. We should heal, though. Haha, we sure did. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, I want to look for chests. While there's just one guy, let's look for chests. Nothing over here. Alright.
One with nature.
That's a fire.
Going somewhere?
Yeah, around this corner. Alrighty, Kazuha. Go for it. And we're all healed. That's so cool.
Something's up with the blade.
What's going on? It's grown dimmer?
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
It looks so cool. It looks like a fire effect now.
But what would that do to Amanome Yuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Wow, you've got to respect it. I mean, he said that he had a strong will, and he sure does. He sure does. Alrighty, thanks for stopping by, Paimon. See you in a second. Oh, the lighting. Oh, wow. Just... Oh, we're being ambushed? Bring it on, buddy. I've got the power of Kazuha and this weird blade that we found on my side. Nope, nope.
Into the wind.
Thank you.
One with nature.
Oh, the line of fire on the wood. That was so cool. Oh, that's right, they can block. I forgot about that. This guy's really not getting his guard up, is he?
Time to
Apparently he can walk right through doors, though.
The wind
The fire effects look so cool.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Paimon.
Perhaps this
Don't
time
insult
we'll
him.
finally have a chance to see his true form.
He'll perk back up just to spite you.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the?
What the sword really looks like?
Is this the same blade as before?
Broken.
It looks like a piece of junk.
The wear and tear is severe. It really looks like it's about to break.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun.
It really was just clinging on through sheer determination into Torigami energy, wasn't it?
Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Will he listen to you? The truth is right there in front of him.
I've finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you.
Wow, really laying it out plain. He does not mince his words, does he?
The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
Oh, someone's possessed.
Where do they keep coming from?
You shouldn't fight with this blade anymore.
Yep, we can help this time.
Oh, this is gonna be cool. Are they gonna give me my party back?
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Being all cool today, are we, Kazuha? Let's take a look, And he's back to the fillet.
Into the wind.
This is such a cool story quest. Ouch. Oh, we probably won't heal then, though. Yeah, no more healing for Kazu. Don't turn around. Oh, you turned around. Hey, we win this one? I wonder what that dialogue bubble that just popped up was. Was that Kazuha? Did it say Kazuha on it? I didn't see.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Oh. Wow, blunt.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Wow, I almost want to put the fillet blade on him now.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Kazuha's really out here just shattering this guy's worldview.
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami.
Oh, yeah, do you think the sword knew that it was corrupted by Tatarigami?
Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
Kazuha has such a wild card. I love him. He's like, he sees a problem here, and he decides the best way to go about it is willingly let himself kind of be possessed a little bit. Just a little bit. He said, it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. And you know what? It was fine. But what a wild card. He just... What a guy. He really just risked it all.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry, from here on I shall forge your legacy."
But the legacy he ended up forging was kind of...
How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
Don't aw, the sword? He's killed people.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
Kazuha says, my business here is done.
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Alright. So long as he doesn't hurt Yuya. Ooh, it was sparkling, but for a moment there, we could talk to him. Yeah. Yep, and there it is. We have to kind of break his heart to change his mind about all this. Break his ambition, more like. His will, even. Just throwing in some buzzwords, you know. But no, seriously, we had to show him that his entire worldview was flawed. And now he has to come to terms with that. I hope you come to terms peacefully, buddy. Look at all these birds. Look at all these birds, Kazuha.
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension.
Oh, your chest! I was looking for that.
It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end.
That must have been the forger.
A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions.
That's good.
He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth.
I see, so these ambitions... I think they must have gotten twisted by the Tatarigami.
So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were warped by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Exactly.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path.
Especially hatred for Narukami, you would think.
This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey.
Very similar to a certain Electro Archon.
He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
Yes, let's, please. I want to open that box. Please. Thank you. Oh wow, we ran into Paimon. I was looking for the chest. I knew there must be one nearby. I almost didn't find it till it was too late. Can we go all the way back? Is this the way we came from? To begin with. I think it was. Right, I remember seeing the lighting and I remember seeing the face. The light on those banners really is quite beautiful. Hi. How are you feeling?
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge.
Oh.
Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
At least it seems his mind is a little bit clearer now. He can see his actions for what they were.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya.
Yay, thank you.
But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Oh, interesting. Because originally the ambitions were to make it back to Inazuma in order to prove that the bladesmiths of the Ishin art could still be trusted. So he's made it to Inazuma, but now does Kazuha. He has an opportunity to reestablish his family. This could be interesting.
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised.
Okay.
My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
Mm-hmm.
His attitude has grown a lot milder.
It really has.
What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Well, we should hear him out at least.
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Ooh. Who will he fight?
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you.
I see.
You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
Here we go. Amenoma Yuya finally regains consciousness, the party explains.
He used my body to inflict harm on others.
Oh dear, did we tell him that he killed at least one man?
I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
Nice.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
Yuya's turning out to be a surprisingly chill guy too.
All right, then let's move on.
And we did hear that he was mild-mannered.
More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Are we going to duel right outside of Tenshukaku? Right outside of the statue? Where are we going to go? But yeah, no, that's pretty cool for Yuya. He gets to, you know, vent his frustrations with the sword that kind of held him hostage and caused him to hurt people, while also having a hand in wrapping this all up. What a great way, as he said, to restore his agency after he was deprived of it for so long during this ordeal. Alright. That way? Where? Yeah, quite a ways. Oh, the shore. Sure thing. Are we going to be Kazuha again, do you think? Pretty cool. I love the fact that they put us into the domain with only Kazuha in the party. That was really cool.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash.
That was a much more relaxed occasion.
Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Are you guys ready? See that crystal fly? I want it.
Ready?
Oh.
Okay. All right then.
Let's do this.
Successor of Ishin art, Kaedehara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenoma Yuya.
That's cool. That's really cool. I gotta admit, that's really cool.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
I love it. I love the formality. I will wait till he has his blade up. I want that crab, actually. Alright. Sorry. I should probably be paying more attention to this very, noble fight. Oh, whoa. Wait, what are we fighting with? It's the blade again, and it looks different! Same attacks, though. Whoa, base attack! The attack bonus is 0%! Whoa! We're not gonna do, like, any damage to this guy. No, the crab! Darn it, I killed the crab. Are we meant to lose this fight, do you think? Yeah, we're not healing, are we?
Time to go.
Nice.
The wind knows me.
You know, now that it's just Kazuha in the party, I'm finding I'm appreciating his animations again. You know, I'm not switching off of him so quickly. The way the animo is drawn in right there, oh, it looks so good.
One with wind and cloud.
Alright, Yuya. Come here.
The wind knows me.
Thank you. And I'll just wait. Alrighty.
Thank you for the experience.
Thank you for the duel.
Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience.
It was kind of cool that they're both kind of out of breath a little bit.
There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
Are you sure? I don't know if Yuya's going to be willing to take him back up to listen.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
Or is he talking through Kazuha?
You need not seek my forgiveness. Nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
Oh, jeez.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art.
Oh, he is talking through Kazuha.
I strayed far from the straight and narrow
How
path,
bizarre.
but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
Oh,
This
and
blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
He's really just tacking on wish after wish, but you know what? It's no real hardship.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Perhaps to see what the modern-day version of the Raiden Gokuden looks like? Maybe to pass on his wisdom to the other blades? That is not a real mint. Let's see. Co-op is disabled. Wow, I guess because I'm in the story quest. We can walk there. We can walk. It's such a beautiful day after all, and we're so rarely in Inazuma. So mysterious indeed. Hello. Hello, everyone. It's so surreal to be back here. Oh. Here we are. Oh, it's you and me as Grandpa. Hello.
Oh, it's Yuya! You have returned!
We found him.
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
You tell Amenoma Togu about the various things that happened.
A prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Oh? Oh?
Really? Is he okay?
So he was alive.
Yes. Badly wounded, but he will live.
Great. So they didn't kill him off after all.
And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
Yeah, indeed.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
Oh.
What?
To apologize?
Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious.
Or do you think he wants to pass on some forging secrets, tips to their fellow forging clan friends?
I have decided to let him do it.
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
The decision is yours. I trust your judgment.
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
And... Oh, ooh! Oh, wow! That was cool.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. If I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness.
He's going to repair himself? Oh, cool! Even using the animo?
You were I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands.
Oh yeah.
It will still fulfill his final wish.
Oh, whoa.
Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin.
Oh.
This name is now yours to keep.
Oh, what a cool design. And it matches him. Oh, that was super cool. If they gave us that sword, I'm gonna lose my mind. I so badly want them to give us that sword.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order.
That had to be the last thing he did.
His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart.
Oh wow, so even when earlier on the island the blade said that though Kazuha had only wielded him for a while, he understood him deeply. But even then he didn't hear his name. Must have been so ashamed deep down.
Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
Too dangerous, if you ask me. The remnants of a defeated gods are nothing to scoff at.
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations.
Oh, that's super cool. That they gave us an instance in which we can disagree with another character. That's pretty neat.
Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did.
Yeah, he respects the ambition. It was so similar to one that he once had.
Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha?
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Thank you. I'll hold you to your word. But what's next for you?
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Exactly. Thank you, Paimon.
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
At long last. Super cool. Please, please. Sword? No! They didn't give us a copy? They didn't even give us the ability to forge it? No. Really? I need a forging station. I'd like something made, I guess? What day is it? I think I collected this yesterday. It's not in here. Oh, that would have been so cool if we could have gotten the pattern. The blueprint. Oh, wow. Okay, I guess not. Ooh, outside the statue. How cool. That would have been amazing. And if it had a semblance of the skills that it had during that fight, you know, with the healing after a plunge attack, that would have been really cool for Kazuha. But I suppose it's fitting that... I mean, if there was even only one copy in the game, that would have been so cool. But I guess we don't get it. Sad.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost.
True.
The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Oh, excellent.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Yeah, they were one step behind us the whole time, weren't they?
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this blade.
Oh, Kazuha still has it.
What's this?
It looks so cool.
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art.
Oh, and he's not telling him that this was that cursed blade. He's saying this is coincidentally a completely different sword that I found. So he's trying to disentangle him from that legacy.
And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I think even if Kamaji suspects where that sword came from, he understands what Kazuha's intentions are here.
I see. I understand.
And to no one's surprise, Kazuha has chosen to continue to wander.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
Are you sure?
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well. I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised.
Those are those strings attached that Kazuha was talking about earlier. The fact that he'll be in Inazuma at all, if he were to stay there, especially if he were to stay there as a subsidy once again of the shogunate, that would have a political meaning, especially since he once fought on the side of Sangonomiya. He would become a political entity, even if he sat around and did nothing. I mean, sitting around and doing nothing would actually become a political statement on his behalf, and he just wants to wander, it seems like.
However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
I could see them trying to use him as a diplomatic go-between, because he fought for Sangonomiya during the battle on the beach, but now he's part of the shogunate's side. So I could see them trying to turn him into something of a middleman diplomat, and I think he would not enjoy that.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
And that seems like something that he predicted.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination... Let's see where the wind takes me.
I was going to say, let the wind lead. Pretty close. Wow, the wind sound effects. Is that the end? That's the end. Wow. A strange and friendless road.
We must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. Paimon was ready to ask her a million more questions, but didn't want to seem too pushy.
The sword!
Like, about these descenders. So, does that just mean people like you who come traveling to Teyvat from someplace else?
And more lore questions for Nahida.
As for your brother... Whew, so many questions. Let's go find Nahida and see what else we can find out.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize. That must have been what that must have been our prerequisites for this. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, we need to avoid Sumeru City now. Okay, I'm not going up there. And I'm not going, I think, to Port Ormos. Just in case, just until we're done with Lantern Rite. Alright, Kujo Kamaji.
Mr. Nagato's survival is the one silver lining in this whole catastrophe.
You call that a catastrophe? I call that a minor incident.
We will continue to monitor his condition and hope he recovers soon.
Though I suppose the sword's journey across the lands is probably a bit more catastrophic in the sum of it. Oh my god, the sword! Oh my god, oh my god. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, is it an item? No, it's there! Refinement rank 1. It's gold because that's the only one in the game, isn't it? No way. Oh my god. I want to level it just so I don't accidentally eat it, ever. Speaking of which, we should level the Dark Iron Sword. Okay. Hewing Gale. This is new. Increases attack, no healing. This is so cool. AoE. Okay, well let's... It's attack and attack. Let's see, refine. Yeah, max refinement level at 1. That is so cool. And that's... Okay, we'll keep it there for now. I don't really intend to use it, I don't think. It is a 4-star sword. It's joining my ranks of like the 4-star swords. I'm not even kidding. I think I have exactly 4. So now I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm so happy. Look at it. I could honestly give it to Kazuha. But we'll be missing out on that elemental mastery. Okay, I'm gonna level it just a little bit more. Let's see. I just don't want to accidentally consume it. And so by leveling it, it'll be higher up in my list. And the risk goes down. So many of everything. Here's the fillet blade that Kazuha was using. Again, quite tempting to give him a fillet blade now. Oh, if I ascend it again, will it change? Okay, maybe I do have to ascend it one more time because I want to see it change. I wonder if the sword has anything in the archive about it. I better not have consumed my Dark Iron Sword. I shouldn't have. It should be locked. Okay, let's ascend it one more time because I want to see if it'll change. I want it to be facing us. I think it did. It got a little bit more decorated around the handle and the hilt. Pretty cool. Alright, you're going to sit there for now. Let's find the Dark Iron. There it is. Look at this thing. Oh, it's so cool. Let's enhance this one as well. Maybe to the same amount. I want to see how it changes. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at the way it shines. Okay, one more time. 20 plus 20. Alright, and while it's facing us, I'm gonna wait for it to rotate all the way around because I want to be able to see the broadside. There we go. Whoa! Oh, wow! Oh, that's a huge change. And interestingly, it says it's only rank 1 out of more. I know that there's one more copy of it in the game, but I don't know if there's any more than that. Wow! Oh, that's so cool. And it is EM. Oh, look at it. I kind of want to give it to Kazuha. He's not on my main team, so he could take the slightly less than optimal sword. Then again, I only bring him onto the team for like boss fights and domains, so I want him to be at his best. Let's see. I'm at exactly 30 still. Right, right. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, that was super cool. Oh, no, I can't go to Smear. I mustn't. The only thing I'm thinking about is this. You will not believe how long it took me to realize that that was there. I didn't realize it was there until today? Yesterday? I thought that it was going to pop up like over here in the city. Because we fought him in the city, but no, it's way over here. So I need to fight that. What else did I want to do? Oh, I kind of want to do a little bit of exploration. But that's just such a good spot to leave it. That was really good. I like that they gave us a little bit of a mystery. I love how chaotic Kazuha is. He sees a problem with a cursed sword that's possessing people and says, I know just what to do. I will let it possess me. So that I can destroy all of its logical arguments. What a guy. There's a chest over there. Shall we go get it? Maybe that will be the last thing we do. It was really nice to be back in Inazuma. I do think I have a couple more Inazuma story quests that we could do. And that does actually sound kind of fun. It's been really nice to be back here. So maybe that will happen or maybe it won't. Again, I'm thinking I might post this quest out of order. I might post it after the Lantern Rite episodes, just so the Lantern Rite episodes can try to go up as close to actual Lantern Rite as possible. Nice.
A reward on the road.
Indeed it is. Alright, anywhere else I can go? Oh no, I don't know. I need to do this. Oh, there is another one. Seems it's Inazuma Exploration Hours. Ooh, Misty over here. But yes. Kazuha. It was great to spend some time with him. I feel like we've seen a lot from him. From the various events he's been in and quests he's been in and events he's been in. But this one was kind of nice.
I'll keep this close.
I'm glad that I did this after watching, oh my god, all those events that he has been in. Because we had a lot of context for various things that they were talking about. They did give us that dialogue option to learn about the Raiden Gokuden if we hadn't done those events. But I'm glad that we had the full context that we had going in. Should be right here somewhere. Down here. Ah, ha, ha. Is it in the water? Hello? It is!
A reward on the road.
I love it when they hide things in the waterfalls. Alright. Treasure compass didn't find anything. Which tells me our time here is done. Let's go back to the statue. So that there is Kazuha's story quest. What a story. That was really sweet. I'm so glad they gave us the sword. I might have to give it to Kazuha for just a little while. But he's off the main team, so I don't know how much use he'll get out of it, but still, they can spend some time together. That is all for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed being back here in Inazuma, but I'm also excited to get back to Sumeru. I want to explore. And I want to give my thanks to our monthly contributors, Jay Blakewood, Power of Chaos, Mary, and Minty. And I will see everyone in the next one. Bye now!